So, welcome to our stakeholder meeting for August 10th, 2022. So what's going on? What's been happening? What's happening so far this month? What's been going on? Any good news? Anything you want to share?
It's already August. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. August 10th. Kids are back to school?
Not yet.
Not yet. Some of us are.
Some
are. It's all right.
I still gone to the 30th. So I still got some time to wait.
What's up? Mixed emotions. Some folks are excited. Some folks are a little nervous. Sad to see the kids go back to school.
Not sad. Not sad. Not yet. Maybe like a week or so, and then it's like start to feel it, right? So yeah.
Go for it.
Hello, Keller Williams, and welcome to the new month. I'm here with the amazing Jason Abrams. If you're new here, my name is Mark King. I'm the president of KWRI. Jason is the head of industry, and I think one of the brightest minds in our entire industry, here to talk to us about Mega Camp. When's Mega Camp?
Mega Camp is coming up at the end of August.
23rd and 24th.
You don't want to miss it. This is the event where we get together and we restate the things that are most important. Leads, listings, leverage, and wealth building. We then scour the entire world. Now that we're in 56 countries, I can say that.
Yep.
And we find the best stories and the best models and the best systems. And for 2 days, we stand on stage and we are going to give them all to you.
Look, the market's shifting. Now is the time to be there. You're interviewing 91 agents this week.
Just this week.
To see who the best stories are to put on stage, who's winning in a shifting market. If you're not signed up, please come to Austin with us.
Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be signed up?
They just might not know yet.
Okay, well now you know.
Now
so is that
you know.
the only reason they wouldn't be?
Once you know, you can unknow.
So that's it?
Yep.
So there's no other reason?
Sign up, come to Austin. I'm going to be there. You going to be there?
I'm going to be there.
He's going to be there.
Gary Keller?
Gary Keller's going to be there.
Jay Papasan?
Jay Papasan's going to be there.
Jen Davis?
Jen Davis, Jen Lewis, Sajik Patel. The list goes on and on.
Matt Green.
Matt Green's going to be there.
We could keep going.
Everyone's going to be there.
Are you going to be there? That's the question.
We hope to see you soon. Have a great month.
All right. Nice. All right, so you're saying it's build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth living. So Keller Williams, we are the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. God, family, then business. Now that's one of the reasons why I decided to come to Keller Williams is because of that. You know, like my previous company, I was top producer there, and what really drove me, like I said, were those three words. Because if you guys know me, some of you guys may follow me on social media, I'm a very family-oriented person. And Keller Williams has the tools necessary to help you still have that time, with your family and then business, as opposed to just being business focused and taking all that time away from doing things that you enjoy, spending time with your family, things of that nature. So win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities to all. And success results with people. Now, a technology company that provides a real estate platform that our agents and buyers, sellers prefer. Now, a lot of you guys have been with Keller Williams for several years. I'm sure you've seen some different transitions in Keller Williams, right? I know in 2018, Gary Keller invested over $1 billion into a system called KW Command. Now, we're always constantly evolving KW Command. So I know if you guys probably tried it out, and maybe there's some bugs here and there, but I guarantee you, if you go back in there, you will definitely see the fixes that they've done. And they do this on a regular basis. So if you haven't plugged into KW Command, I definitely invite you guys to get in there. There you go. Yes. There you go. Perfect. We have Cecilia. We have John. John Hughes right there. So,
Happy birthday today!
We have Mark Anderson. We have Denise McCreary. We have Richard Carter. we have Leonard Sapp, we have Steven Johnson, we have Jenny Lee. Steven Johnson, doesn't that sound like a football player? You know what I mean? Like wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like, no, that'd be a quarterback. That'd be a quarterback throwing the ball. So, it sounds like a quarterback. Steven Johnson sounds like a quarterback, right? Jenny Lee, Casey Savalt, Adriana Duama, Lillian Lee, Cynthia Madrid, and Carmen Dyer. So all those August birthdays. Yeah.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Yeah. And my son's birthday is also in August 5th. So just saying. August is a great month. August is a great month.
Second best one.
No
offense. No offense. I was not supposed to be on that.
And our August work anniversaries, we have Fernando Garcia, Rita Rajava, Steve Koniarski, Howard Yo, Jason Quigg, Fu Ya Lee, Luis Martinez, Kimi Matsumoto, Nancy Panita Stompe, Tasik Salam, Amy Smith. Amy Smith.
How many? Double digits. Let's just say that.
Yes. We're all grateful for Amy to be part of our family, so we definitely appreciate that. So let's give it up for Amy, 15 years.
Whoa! Whoa!
Goes out. Who wants to fill a person's bucket today? Huh? Let's fill a bucket? Fill a bucket.
Well, I just want to say, you've heard me say this a few times, that I'm excited about the team that we've got in place. When we look at just across the board around the industry in KW in our region and in California overall, I would put up our executive leadership lineup against any other KW out there, just based off the experience, the culture, the heart of giving. When you look at Amy, Parvin, there's about 30 years just right there. And then you look at myself, another 13 years, and then Kier as well. So our leadership experience within KW is, we're looking at about 50 years of experience within KW combined. So knowing the process and knowing that we know as a book of resource to help you, point you in every single direction that you choose to go in. So bucket fill to our leadership team, Kier, Amy, and Parvin. Sandy's in that mix as well. And when you add Sandy in there, that's another 13 years or so plus. So, we're up there. So when we're looking at initiatives and where we're moving and how we're moving, it's taking us some time to put our team together. And I'm extremely excited about where we are, who we are, and where we're going. So bucket fills to the Kier. D Kier, what's up, man?
Hey, I'll change that.
Welcome.
I have ducks in front of me.
Right, our new chief of officer, team leader, and obviously Amy, Parvin, Sandy, Mo as well, Brittany, who's not here today. So a round of applause to all of our people. We've been in the business with, and it's not easy to do what we do and what you do, and coming out of COVID and learning how to operate in that market and how that market has changed. Now it's working as much as possible to get back to business as usual. If that is such a thing, right? We're still learning what's changed, what habits have changed, what's altered, and so we're working to meet every one of you where you choose to be, where you are. So get in touch, get to know Kier, get to re-know Amy, get to know Parvin, Mo, and Brittany, Sandy. We've got a full service team here to help everybody here. So I'm grateful for that, and filling everybody's bucket, and also you all, because the market has changed, and it's not easy for you to be here and do what you do, and it's hard. It's probably harder than for a lot of you. I know a lot of our vendors should probably say the market's a lot different than what it's been over the last few years, and in general, just a lot of different distractions and factors out there. So giving you a lot of grace and gratitude for being here and being willing to continue to grow yourself and adapt in a market that's not what it used to be or what it has been. And so just wishing you all well, much success. And if you're as committed to your success as we're committed to your success, you're gonna be hitting your goals no matter what. So yeah.
I'm tired. That's got to be like the biggest bucket fill I've ever heard. So, yeah. Let me just put this bucket down. That's what I was
going for.
There you go.
That's what I was going for.
All right, picture listings. What's going on? What's coming on the market? Huh? Got anything coming on soon?
We got a bunch.
Nick, come on.
Okay,
I think this
a
would be a
bunch.
good
I like
little
that
pitch
number.
for your commercial,
What's up?
commercial sector.
Sure.
Can you go for it?
So we've got a sushi restaurant in Fullerton,
I love that place, by the way. I'm sad.
Aaron knows
Sweetie.
another one in Westlake Village, another one in Chino, another one in Montebello, one other one. Where is that? What was it for that? I'm forgetting what the other one is. They're out for signature today for listing agreements, but they're done deals.
Nice.
All, actually, some are at $1 million, some are under.
Hmm.
So we got those coming up. We're under contract at 3.3 million right now, and some other stuff.
Wow.
Another 1.9 million other listings. So it's gonna be a good end of summer here.
So what do folks want, what should folks know about the commercial? Like you were just a quick little summary about what's going on in the commercial space right now.
Things are stable, to be honest. They're not that weird. Cap rates haven't changed a whole lot for investment type of stuff. Owner users cooling down a little bit in retail stuff because there's people that are scared that there's a recession coming. So like new restaurants,
Mhm.
stuff like that, service-based businesses are a little hesitant to get into space, but industrial is still super hot. Multifamily is super, super hot as well. Interest rates are okay. They're in the high fours. So, investor money is a lot of cash, ton of cash coming through right now. So we're suspecting everything stays stable for the next few months. Industrial, we don't see a ton of change happening. Some moratorium stuff to get into, which we'll talk about probably the middle part of this month in a segment meeting. So that'll be some interesting stuff to see how that impacts stuff coming in the Inland Empire area. There's a couple moratoriums that some cities passed for development that allows 0 new commercial development.
Wow.
So
okay.
it's gonna be a little bit weird kind of coming months to see how that kind of impacts things. And it's great for building owners because the price of the buildings are only gonna go up when you don't build new ones. So
No competition.
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting little world to see how it goes. But we're seeing a lot more people getting ready to list their businesses too. I think they see an impending recession coming. How bad it's gonna be, I don't think any of us really know. But yeah, that's been a big uptick. And that's a big arm of our business. So you have clients that have businesses that are looking to sell them. We've been doing them past couple of years and quite good at them. So that's something we can help you guys out with.
When you have a segment meeting, do you have no?
We don't have a date yet, but it's at some point this month, probably towards the middle to tail end of the month. There's a couple of things that we want to shore up as far as understanding these moratoriums and getting a full grasp on what's exactly going on. That way when we share it with you guys, because it impacts everything. It starts with that, and then it's going to make its way into housing. And I don't know anything about housing, very, very little about housing, so I'm not going to speak to that, but we're going to see if we can get someone out here to help us talk about how that impacts that side of the business, so you guys can kind of get the full circle of what these little moratoriums can end up causing as far as issues and pros too. So yeah, that's the plan.
Thanks for the update, man.
Yeah, thanks for the update. Yeah. KW Commercial. So if you guys know anyone that's looking to sell their business, yeah, thanks your guy. Thank you for sharing.
We have a couple of movement flips, investor flips that will be hitting the market. Hacienda Heights one. Did that one come together? Okay, so Hacienda Heights is still available. We have other flips coming up in Temecula and Marietta and Long Beach. A Riverside one is in escrow. So we still are seeing the market still be worthwhile for the right buyers and the right homes.
Great. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, and let's definitely get those addresses up so we can let everyone know about those properties. For
Yeah,
sure.
once they're secure
Yeah.
and we started working on them, we'll explain them and let them know before they hit the market.
Excellent. Thank you. Anyone else wants to pitch a listing before we move forward? Going once, going twice. All right. Royalty cappers. So congratulations to our royalty cappers, Laura Alpha, Conarson, Jason Quinn, Ron Ramos, and Casey Savall. You know what? Yeah. Did you get it?
Got
You got it? You got it? Okay, just want to make sure.
It's Laura.
Yeah, Laura and Casey.
All right.
Can I jump in on this one?
Of course you can, Mr. Analytical, of course.
Yeah. Well, hey,
I don't wanna take that with me.
numbers are the behavior of business.
They
right?
sure are.
So when we know our numbers, then we can determine how we need to change our behavior. And the market is always changing. And as you see that, one of the best indicators for us is for us to look at our month-over-month projection look at our month-over-month numbers, because if we look at year-to-date and what we did January, January to July, 2021 versus 2022, it's all right. The biggest thing that we're looking at is obviously our closed GCI. That's the most important. We're up. Now, that's what we like to call rear view numbers. That happened in the past. What are you doing for me lately, right? So if we're looking at more closely at how we're doing, this should be a wake-up call to everybody in the marketplace, in our market center overall, right? When we look at our closed unit, now this is month-to-month, July versus 2022 versus July 2021. So when you look at that dip there, a negative 24%, whoa. Now, it's not just about us cumulatively, right? It's just market center. This is your businesses overall. So my question is, how did you do this July 2022 versus last July 2021? Or were you up or are you down? And if we don't know that, then we got to get into our market research and understand how we're doing. Because if you look at these numbers come from our multi-year trends. And each every one of you have your own version of your multi-year trends that will tell you your closed units month over month, year to date, and how you're pacing against the market center, right? And so you want to be above our numbers if you want to set the trend for our market center above our averages, right? So if we look at these numbers, it was a very ugly July, extremely ugly. Actually, one of those moments where you get a little bit of whiplash because you're going 100 miles an hour and then all of a sudden somebody hits the brakes and you didn't realize it. So my question is, how are our pipelines? Because if we're looking at these numbers here, and the most important one is us for us to look at is listings taken. My goodness, it's one of those moments. Everybody know familiar with Bobby Knight, previous college coach. This is when he would grab a chair, right, and throw it across the court because of a bad call, right? I didn't throw that. And yet inside, when I saw these numbers, I threw a chair inside.
Mental throw chair.
Oh yeah, it was a display. I threw something. Now, this is an alarming number, because when we start looking at ahead of where we're going, the listings taken are going to be the projection of how we do in what following months.
August, September.
Exactly, August, September, etc. Right, this market maybe even October. So our listings taken number is so pivotal, because that tells us and sets the pace of how we're doing in closed units, closed volume, you name it, buyer attraction, new buyer opportunities, all of the above. So my question is to all of us here is, how are we doing in our pipelines? How are we doing in ensuring that we are connecting with the motivated? There's folks right now in the marketplace that are imposters. Do we have sellers right now listed that said they wanted to sell, and yet when the push comes to shove, when it comes to them reducing their price point, now it's whoa, wait a second, I'd rather just wait. What do I got to reduce my price? You told me that I was going to get $1 million for my 850 home. Why in the world? Hey, you get to work, spend some money on some marketing. So that's where we've got to change our perception, change our messaging, because when the market changes, we've got to change what the messaging is. What's our dialogue like? And so I just want to remind us here of, we're all feeling it, because the market said it felt it last month. So the question is, what is your activity in place that you're choosing to develop to make sure that you're beating these numbers and the numbers overall? Year to date, right, we're up in GCI listings. Oh, there we go. That was a big month, right? Changed a lot of our projections. And here's the thing. All it takes is 1 month. All it takes is 1 month to reset your overall year. By the way, it works both ways. All it takes is 1 month for you to blow up your year, where you take a certain amount of listings, a certain amount of buyers in the contract. You can change the dynamic. Now, it can also change in the negative side as well. So let's not take this for granted. It's not too late, and yet it's important that we're building our pipelines right now for when? The future. What time frame? If what we do now shows up in 90 days, fourth quarter. So we're all working for our turkeys.
Yeah.
Right, 90 days out from now is what? November?
Yep.
Yeah. I can probably guarantee you by this time in November, your turkeys are gonna be sold out. Supply chain shortage, anyone? I mean, how long until turkeys and ham and whatnot sold off the shelf last year? Same thing. So budgeting it ahead, same thing. Hey, let's be ready for the holiday, more expensive holiday than we've ever had, probably, because the cost of goods are just up through the roof. So my question is, have we increased our activity level to match what the cost of goods are today? If what is it, the household grocery cart is up about 25% year over year. So on average, everything in your grocery cart is costing you about 20% more. Who's giving themselves a 20% pay raise to cover that? We get to cut our checks, we get to write our checks. Are we putting that place in right now? We're not keeping up with pace of the overall market. Our activities show that. So look out for programs, look out for things that we're doing as a market center. Reach out to me to make sure that we are setting up our program that we've set up in place to help you get through this market shift, this market change. By the way, this is not an alarming thing. There's nothing like opportunity. We got Derek who's gonna come in here and he's gonna show a little bit of perspectives about how to win in this market shift and how the changes happen. And yet, this is opportunity. But for those veterans out there, this is where we make our money. This is where Keller Williams make their money because we were built in a market shift. We started in a market shift, and we have that track record that every single time the market changes and shifts, we actually grow as a result because of our process, our systems, our focus on being running based. So the market's changed. We're all sobered up now. What are we doing to focus on what we're gonna do to impact our family in 90 days or less? That's true. Cool. All right, that's all I have for my business today.
Opportunities.
Yeah, it's opportunity.
It's more opportunities.
There's so many, when the market shifts, things change, people change, they don't know what to do. We have a plan of action. Reach out to me to talk about that plan of action, and we'll all win together. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, so what's happening at your market center? So Monday and Fridays just launched this week. So Monday and Fridays, I'm be leading the scripts and role play from 10 to 10:30, and then we're doing group lead generation from 10:30 to noon. So we just started that this week, Monday to Fridays. Depending on how the attendance go, we may increase doing that more during the week, but we're just testing out for 2 days. So make sure to put that in your
So
calendar.
talking about that, right? That's
Yeah.
one of the things that we've implemented to make sure, hey, let's get in here and let's make calls together and let's hear what the objections that you're hearing and let's work it out so that way we can help you course correct in between each call. So I'm committed to spending at least one of those days, Monday or Fridays, depending on my personal schedule. And yet at least every single one of those weeks for now between the rest of the year, we're focusing on helping you lead generate. So let's do it together. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's
definitely.
live, it's in person.
And we are here, we're in this room. Yeah, so Wednesday nights, we have productivity coaching from 5:30 to 6:30, 10 a.m. command workshops, Tuesday and Thursdays, 10 to 11. How do you get paid? Because everyone wants to get paid. Who doesn't want to get paid in here? Raise your hand if you don't want to get paid. Don't want to get paid. Okay, everyone's hands down. Okay, perfect. So make sure you send the class to find out how you get paid. Thursday, August 11th at 11 a.m. Oh, May Camp. So May Camp, we're going to be having a watch party at the office. So we'll be able to get together, have fun, have snacks, learn how to grow your business, all these great things. So who's excited about having a watch party in the office? Yeah. Opportunities to learn and grow, collaborate with each other, meet some people that you may not have seen. It's going to be a great experience. So looking forward to seeing all you guys there. Time management, Thursday, August 25th, 11 a.m. Always great to learn how to manage your time, because if you manage your time, you manage your life, you manage your business. So make sure you attend that class. Life of an escrow. Yes, I don't care how long you've been in business. You can be in business for a year or 20 years. It's always great to take a refresher and learn how escrow works. I had a conversation with an agent that's been in this longer than I have, and they didn't know something that they should have known. So definitely make sure to take the opportunity to go to the Life of the Escrow class. Tech classes with Sean Hazard, we have those August 10th, August 15th, 29th, August 31st, via Zoom at 12 p.m. So there's no reason to miss that class because it's Zoom. You can Zoom anywhere. Ruben Bravo, he has his classes at 3 p.m. You see the dates there. It's also on Zoom. Another way for you to be able to do it conveniently. All right, save the date. So we're going to be participating in a golf tournament. These are one of the initiatives that we established to get more involved with our community, right? Because we do serve the community. We are KW Vision, we are Keller Williams Hills. So this is a way for us to serve the community. So if you are interested in it,
You're welcome.
thank you. So if you're interested, reach out to Amy. I believe Amy sent out an email, and she'll send out another email. So make sure to RSVP for it. There's going to be shifts, 2-hour shifts per agent where you can work, get an opportunity to meet business owners, throughout the community on a personal, social level. So definitely a great opportunity. You definitely mix and mingle. Who knows? Your next client could be a CEO of a restaurant or whatever, right? So definitely take that opportunity. Wear your KW shirts, your Red Day shirts. Another way to brand and people know who you are and you are part of the community. October 22nd, Business Expo. We'll have more information about that as it comes.
On the golf tournament, you learn a lot about a person playing golf.
That
And they
is
learn a lot
true.
about you.
That is
You learn
true.
about playing golf.
All right, as I mentioned before, we're doing the scripts and role play and the weekly lead generation. All right, there you go. Good. All right, wealth building. So we have wealth building Wednesday, August 17th. Agent financials and wealth building. So learn how to manage your money and also learn how to build wealth. I mean, we all should be doing that. So make sure to put that on the calendar, make sure to attend. Life in the escrow, we've already talked about that. Everybody should go to that class. I don't care if you've been in business for 1 year or 20 years. It's always great to get a refresher and know how escrow works because there's always new things that are happening. Or there's always new scenarios, right? Your clients are different. Your clients aren't the same. Believe me, I know.
David, do you want to come up? Because we got a couple other things I think you were, we have a raffle too, is that happening?
Oh, yes, perfect. Yes,
Yeah.
perfect timing. Yes.
Let's give Debbie a round of applause.
Yes.
Huh? Track down the
Our fearless
escrow.
escrow officer, Debbie.
Okay,
The audience is over
I brought this so that my hands don't fly all over. I'm gonna be having ice cream social here in the office. Suggestion of Mr. Jaime to do root beer floats. But we're gonna do root beer floats on Sundays, just to get in, mingle, meet the other people in the office, have a good time. So we hope to see you all the end of the month at 1 o'clock here. And then, am I to follow as well?
Is there
Oh,
something
you
else?
wanna
I think,
do the,
keep going.
the drawing?
There's a raffle.
There
Okay,
it is.
okay. I know everybody in here should have $1 in their pocket or their pocketbook.
You take card?
Venmo, Cash App, Zelle.
I can find some quarters.
Please take that $1 out and fill out a form for the drawing for the ice maker. This money goes to our KW Vision Heart Fund. So please get that $1 out, fill out a form, put it in the bucket. We're gonna have the drawing the next stakeholders meeting. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. We still have time to enter that drawing until the 24th, so make sure to participate and the funds go to a good cause.
Yes.
So next, we're gonna move on to compliance with Sandy. And she's going to explain it now, so.
Good morning,
Hey, Sandy,
everyone.
can hear you.
Can
All right,
you hear
guys
me
hear?
okay?
Yes.
Hi there. I just wanted to give you a couple of quick reminders. There's been a question on these checklists on where to access. You've got two different places you can access these checklists. In fact, the checklist was updated in June with all of the new CAR and revised CAR forms. Again, if you have your zip form set up with templates, please remember to update your templates. Otherwise, you'll be having the wrong version. You need to use the updated forms on our broker files now. So please update that if you need to. And then also remember these checklists are available on the Agent Resource Center. That will be the Excel version. And then you also have these checklists available on command. And where the documents are, you can actually click on the documents that have an underline. So that's where you can also access a PDF version of the checklist. So please be aware of that. Also, any of our KW forms that have been generated, they are all underlined on command. So you're able to access those forms through command, and they'll all be PDF versions. So we've tried to make it as easy as possible for you. We also have a new file reviewer that's going to be starting next week. And just want to, again, just give you a reminder to follow the Keller Williams guidelines and requirements for submitting your files timely as well as completely. We've got a form now that you need to upload and sign for Keller Williams guidelines and requirements. The reason for that is because of E&O insurance, DRE audits. It shows that we're trying to put that information in front of you, make sure that we're staying compliant with all of our broker files. So just to make you aware of that, that is in command, and it is a required form for your broker file. So again, it is underlined, so you can just simply print it out, sign it, and then upload it. And certainly if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
Appreciate it. Keeping us updated, not of trouble.
All right, perfect. So obviously, you know, we have our video team always available to help you with your social media, as well as they are available to, if you have any questions between 3 and 5. So any questions that you have on your social media apps, all those good things, because we know social media, social profiles are important when it comes to your business. So if you haven't already made an appointment with them, I definitely advise you to do that. So. All right, so one of the things that we established is we are doing monthly social happy hours. Why? Because we want to get to know you. We want you to get to know us, and not just in an office setting. So our next one is going to be next Thursday at 4 to 7. We're going to be at the pub. One of the reasons why we chose the pub is because we want our community to know that we support them. So we're always looking for restaurants that are local in Chino Hills. We're not looking for big chains. We want small businesses, because again, we want our community to know that we support them. So if you guys have any restaurants that you want to suggest, we would love to hear that, and we can set up our next social happy hour. So make sure to put that on your calendars for Thursday, August 18th. Love to see each and every one of you guys there.
Guys, the pub has great food. The service is amazing. Colleen's son works there. But great food, great service, great people, great atmosphere. It's a really cool place if you haven't been there.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Do you recommend any certain type of dish?
Well, I like their hamburgers. Their hamburgers and their sandwiches are amazing, but Colleen says the other stuff, anything on the menu is really good. But the service and the people there are really friendly. Her son is working there as a bar back and a bartender.
Nice.
So they make great drinks if you want to have a cocktail. But great atmosphere, and it's a local place. We've been going there for years.
Love it.
Excellent.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. So time in.
Hi everyone, my name is Molly D'Amatos, and I'm honored to introduce myself to you as a proud member of the K-Score team. K-Score, as we lovingly call it, was created with a passion to create opportunity for anyone who wants it by helping eliminate two of the most common barriers of entry to the exciting career of real estate. One, the cost to get licensed, and two, the timing to get profitable. This vision was created as a platform for all to step into the amazing industry of real estate and use that foundation to build a life and a business by design. In addition to the approved pre-licensing and continuing education courses provided by Kaplan Real Estate Education, we're also introducing our very own curriculum called KW Prep. The KW Prep program is designed to go alongside the student during the licensing process to encourage, inspire, and empower participants to make choices and learn in ways that are going to help success in both class and career come faster and with more ease. KW Prep curriculum is designed as almost a shepherd to the student to help them understand the why behind the licensing, the how that lays ahead, and the what it takes to get there. We are thrilled to tell you that KW Prep will be open to any enrolled student, and I'll see you in class.
All right, perfect. So you guys are probably wondering, like, why do I have to watch a video? We're already licensed realtors. Why do we need about Real Estate School? Reason why you probably heard of something called profit share, right? So last week, Amy sent out a link that you guys could post on your social media, add to your website, where people would have the opportunity to enroll in real estate school. So as you're doing that, it gives you another opportunity to build your profit share. So, it's definitely value add. So I'm sure we'll probably send the email out again. I would definitely invite you guys to start using that, because think about it. What if you want to grow a team someday? This could be a way for you to vet people to see if they would actually be someone that you'd want on your team, right? And also, again, like building your profit share. So, definitely check it out. Definitely
Also,
look into it.
one more thing, COVID has created a rush of people into this industry. What do we see? We were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, that we went from like 600,000 realtors in California to 1.2 million. In the last 2 years, we've seen a rush. You've probably seen a lot of new agents coming into it. You might know somebody thinking, well, I'm thinking about kicking the wheels on it. So now is the best time to get them involved, because we're seeing a lot of great people coming from other industries into ours. And it's been a flood of people coming in, especially because COVID put everybody at home, and although our job is really, we were essential, we were still working throughout COVID. But we're seeing a lot of people. So ask your friends, ask your, the people, your ex-coworkers, where you are, and just ask them, hey, are you ready to start an entrepreneurial business and run a real estate business? And then you'll be surprised, a lot of people say yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. And that's definitely a great point. We definitely see a lot of people coming in our industry from retail, hospitality, customer service industries. So. All right. Perfect. Awesome. So get your notepads ready, get your tablets ready, make sure to take some great notes. Super excited about having our guest speaker come and talk to us today. I'm sure you guys already know who he is. And like I said, definitely be ready to take some great notes. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Derek Oe. Come on down.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys. Are we ready to rock and roll?
Rock and roll,
How much
man.
time do I got? 7 minutes, 9 minutes?
As much time as you want,
Yeah.
till you get hungry.
I have 6 notes. So one of the things that was interesting about what Brian said, Brian was like nodding his head, and one of the things that I just took notes on is this. So Brian said, hey, we gotta work our butts off for the next 90 days. We're working 90-day cycles. Our friend Mike Ferry would tell us that, right, Ron?
Yep.
Okay. But here's the reality. Would you guys agree that homes are taking longer to sell?
Absolutely.
Right? They are, right? Is the market's up?
100%.
Would you guys agree that buyers are taking longer to make decisions?
Yes.
Escrows are pulling out?
Yep.
Okay. So here's something I want you to consider. When Brian was saying that, and I agree with the 90 days, but here's what I want you to consider. August now of 2022, you're working for March of 2023. Homes are taking longer to sell. Okay. Buyers are taking longer to find houses. So the work you're doing right now is, it's not, I wish it was like turkey time, but it's probably next year. You guys gotta get that, number one. Number two, look, what's the difference between somebody that sells 1 home or 50 homes a year? A lot of it's just mindset. So one of the things that I would tell you guys to write down, this is a normal market.
Yeah.
It's a normal market, okay? Prices are declining. It's a normal declining market. Prices are going up. It's a normal increasing market. It's just normal. Okay, so you guys got to have that mindset. Second thing is this: we're not going to go into the macroeconomics. By the way, so I talked to somebody at MSNBC, and there's an article coming out in the LA Times that we were just talking about different things, and one of the things that I didn't know that the guy at MSNBC pointed out to me is this: that there is less transactions or there's less listings coming on the market right now. Okay. There's actually Andrew Corey at the LA Times pointed this out, excuse me. Less listings are coming on the market, but yet inventory is increasing. And he said the reason is because things are taking longer to sell.
Okay.
So that's an important thing. Look.
Can I show this quick chart or why you're saying they're making that point?
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%. I'm all about graphs. I didn't bring my PowerPoint. So.
We got
This is my PowerPoint right here. Okay. So,
This is your point though. You're saying demand, look how low demand has been compared to year over year. Buyers aren't
yeah, and
rushing to homes like they were.
so, what I would say is this. On this point that I'm gonna go through, I just got some notes. I want you to be a little bit of a real estate nerd. Okay? And what I mean is read articles, study information, stuff like that. So when you get in front of a buyer or seller, okay, I just joke around. I mean, I'm a C student from Cal State Fullerton.
Me too.
Okay? Okay there?
He is too. Oh, he is too. He is too. Titans.
Okay?
There you go.
But, I practice every day to be wickedly smart. Okay, and like Ron is, so what I would say is this. Buyers and sellers know that. They know if you talk them into a house, they know if you talk them out of a house, it's just 100% pure undersold because you know your stuff. Okay, so if you know your stuff, I always say, pointing out where the refrigerator is, hey guys, let me let you know. They know that's the kitchen. There's no value there. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a couple different notes. I just wrote down just a couple small pages. Okay. So what I'm gonna tell you is this. I had a little conversation with Gary Keller 2 weeks ago. Okay. I'm not gonna go into it. Big honor, by the way. Very gracious man. Got off the phone call saying, man, am I proud to work for this guy? First words that I said.
It was on his birthday too,
It was on his birthday.
when you talked to him.
Okay. I'm proud to work for this guy. But one of the things that and we don't have time to go into it, but I just want you to write down 2 words. Okay. Skill and service. Okay. Next 10 years. And besides skill, I want you to write down conversion. Okay. I just got 1 page of notes and then I got some things that we're working on. Okay. But I'm going to let you know this. Can I use that white piece of paper? By the way, my writing is atrocious from all the drafting classes. Doesn't matter. So I may need it. Thank you very much. So hey, here's what I'm saying. Anybody ever got a lead that they never follow up on?
Yeah.
All the time, right?
All the time.
Okay. So number 1, you can't afford to do that. Okay. And here's what we do. We follow up with the leads that we like, that are nice, and we think are going to convert, right?
Yes.
Maybe we do. Okay. But here's what I'm going to tell you. The mindset needs to be, because our transaction volume is down too. Okay. And what I told Gary is I said, he goes, oh, this is a little bit of market. I said, I spent about a good 13 months actually working on the business, and it feels like there's no progress, but I know that was part of that. But I said, I never lose my train of thought. I just freaking lost my train of thought. Wrong.
Skill, service.
We're just gonna sit here now.
Service.
Okay, skills, service. But what I want you guys to get is this. I said the next 10 years are going to be defined by those 2 words. And I'm going to let you guys know. Okay, you guys think I'm smoking crack on it. All you gotta do is look at the companies that have come in the last 10 years. Service. Why do you think Open Door exists? Fast, easy payments. That's just a service proposition to I'm just letting you, these are just service propositions. Most people think the amount of real estate agents are going to decrease over the next decade. Nobody thinks they're going to be, oh, I'm going to be the one that doesn't make it. Nobody ever thinks that. People that are going to make it are going to have a high level of skills. What I call just the basic skills. These are the basic skills. Ron, do you think we just train on basic skills every day, right?
Yeah.
Every day. Okay. So Ron, I'm going to ask you something before I go on. What did we talk about today?
What did we talk about today? We talked about the question, is it a good time to sell? Because that's always on the seller's mind. And also the buyer, is it a good time to buy?
Okay, now just stop right there. That's what we talked about today. That's what we trained on today. You guys know that everybody's asking that question,
Right.
but do you have compelling answers?
Right.
Very few people do. Okay? But you know that's on the back of their mind. So you should write down, get the answer to, is it a good time to buy or a good time to sell? Hey, Ron, what's the answer? Just give us some answers.
Oh, the answer is it depends on their situation.
Okay,
Right.
write this down. Are they ready, willing, and able? So my wife and I and our 2 daughters live in a house in Chino Hills that we've lived in for 22 years. Deb Galley knows where it is. Stuff on our front lawn all the time. And we love you for it. But here's what I'm saying. We need a bigger house. I'm not gonna tell you how I'm gonna go about it. I'm Oprah Winfrey in the suburb, okay? But what I would say is this. When we go to buy a house, I could care less about interest rates. I could care less about prices.
Right.
It's all gonna be about, am I ready, willing, and able to buy? Is this a good time for my family? I'm not going to treat it like such an investment. I'm gonna treat it like, hey, this is where we're gonna spend Christmas. This is where we're gonna have people over and stuff like that, okay? So, skills and service, what you need to figure out. And I'm gonna give you an example at the very end, a little bit about service and how I took an account back from Open Door. It's called Pulte Homes, okay? I spoke to them right before this, and I've been talking for a while. But let me just go back to the lead concept. We get leads, et cetera, et cetera. So here's the mentality that I want you guys to have, okay? If you get somebody that thinks they're gonna buy or going to sell real estate in the next 6 months, I want you to absolutely, unequivocally throw the kitchen sink at them. Here's what I mean. I get a lead. True story. I get a lead. I will send them a text, email them comparable sales, email them a pre-listing packet, mail them a hard copy pre-listing packet, and go straight to their door. Okay? And I have no idea if they're going to convert. I have no idea. But literally 2 days a week, I go out and door knock, whether it's the preserve I was out, Diamond Bar, I'm going and knocking on the door. You showed up as a lead through Home Life. Are you really selling? No, I'm a real estate agent at Coldwell Banker up the street off Central. No, I was just putting my address. Okay, no problem. I at least know, but I'm going straight to the door. What I'm saying is this: less buyers, less sellers, less transactions, same amount of real estate agents. You're gonna have to take your lead follow-up. It can't be, well, I got a lead, I'll get to it next week or whatever. You're gonna have to say, I gotta get to their door in 48 hours. And I gotta over-service them to separate myself from the competition. Does that make sense? Everybody get that? Yeah. I put down the initial contact, you never get a second chance. There's aggressive real estate agents out there, okay? Throw the kitchen sink at them during the listing appointment, first 10 minutes. So, look, I'm gonna say it, look, this is what I believe the biggest problem in real estate is, okay? Is this being filmed? Good. So
that part.
No, but here's what I'm saying, the biggest problem in real estate is, and I wasn't talking, and I've had the best mentors on the planet, and Neil Schwartz, I mean, I can go down the list. Mike Ferry, that's been, but I'm gonna tell you this, you have to learn your listing presentation. And you don't get taught it, no real estate company teaches a listing presentation. We work for the best real estate company. Could they do a better job? Possible. But I'm just saying, and we work for the best training organization on the planet, across all brands, not just real estate. What I'm saying is this, if there's one thing that I was coaching, saying that we're gonna pay $83,000 a month. Okay? How much did Tom say he was gonna charge me to be coached by him? Huh?
I don't recall the amount.
Christmas
I think
party
it was
last year.
like
Hey Deb,
20.
Tom's on my bucket list to be coached by. Send him a text message.
I think it
He
was like
says, what do you
25.
reply? Who is this?
20
Yeah, don't tell him what it is yet.
He said send proof of funds.
Yeah, send proof of funds. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to tell you, is the average real estate agent on the planet, whether it's in France or they do auctions in music, they want to get a listing presentation, they want to get a seller, they want to get paid, but they're scared to death to go on a listing presentation. Okay, so the root problem is get them good with their listing presentation, get them good with their skills, what to say, how to say it to a client. Okay, get their confidence level up. We work on skills every day a week. Why? Just to get their confidence level up. Okay? They may not say the exact words when they go into presentation, but their confidence level's up. Am I saying the exact words that are written on this? Oh no. Okay, but my confidence level's up. Does that make sense? So I'm going to tell you this. The reason I want you to throw the kitchen sink at them and do that is this. So your confidence level goes up. I wrote down this: a weak real estate agent fears competition. These are my notes. A good real estate agent knows how to differentiate themselves from the competition. Okay, this is why you should list with me versus Ty Wallace and Phillips Ranch for these reasons. Well, why is that? Because he's got market share, and if the market goes down, he needs to reduce every listing just because he sells all his eggs in one basket. Whatever your script is, you got to know him like cold. Okay. Hi, Ty. So, coming after you. We're not getting out of this thing alive, all right? Hey, look, a great real estate agent knows how to eliminate the competition. Here's what I need you to do. Well, how am I gonna do that? If they know me before I come out, I've had so much contact, I've provided service, I sent them comps, I've been to their door, I sent them a thank you card. I listed a house in India last week. I said, why'd you list it? He goes, well, I was nervous where your office was. That's in Chino Hills. There you go. And I said, why'd you list with me? 2 reasons. I said, why? He said, well, the person in Arizona referred you, and then I called, an investor, and I told him I was listing with a KW agent. They said, who is it, Derek Roy? This is just an investor. I'm going out to India. Okay. So what's the second reason? He sent me a thank you card, and it showed up the day before you came here. Small things, guys. A freaking thank you card. Okay. So, but what I'm saying is this: if you can just throw the kitchen sink at these people beforehand, when you walk in, you have some type of relationship. They've seen you work. You know what listing presentation is? I'm going to tell you what happens in a listing presentation. When you leave, there's smiles and there's hugs. They're sweating and going, shit, we make a good decision. I'm telling you every time. Okay. And then the husband goes, how long is that listing agreement good for? I mean, I'm just telling you this what happens.
How much are we paying?
Yeah. So your job is to start building trust and showing them how you work in advance. So the listing presentation is just part of the process. It's just, I just I need to see the house, I need to give you some coaching consulting to get you top dollar, and I need to see you face to face. I see every single, if you're paying me thousands of dollars, you need to see me and I need to see you. That's what I tell them. That's the close. Okay. So, okay. The other thing I'm going to tell you is this: you can get frustrated with prospecting and lead follow-up. Going back to that mindset, you get frustrated by it, or you can view it as potential business. And the people that I've studied and watched under, I'm going to see a friend of mine from Las Vegas. You guys know Joe D. Raphael? See him tomorrow. Okay. With my boy Ty. Yep. So he's out in Vegas right now. And there's another guy named out in Vegas, and his name's Ken Lohman. Yeah, has a little boutique out there. But Ken Lohman worked in Ranch Cucamonga, and he was the #1 ERA agent in the world. So anytime anybody said, if it was #1, by the way, you guys should do this. I'm just telling you this. If anybody has #1 to that next to the name and it's not on a bench ad, okay? But if it's like in the LA Times or the Wall Street Journal or Real Trends, you should call them. Hi, Marty. Hi, Ron Garber. Hi, Ken Lohman. Hi, Gladys Blum. I called everybody. Prudential, Coldwell Banker, Central One, Remax. Who's #1? Hi, my name's Derek. I'd like to come to your office with the yellow pad. That's what you should do. And I'm not #1, and we're not #1, but I'm surprised that a new agent is not knocking on our door saying, let me just sit in there with the yellow pad. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Because I still do it. Okay? So, but what I would say is this. Ken Lohman taught me this. He would door knock Rancho Cucamonga, Ontario, Fontana, and he just would door knock for 6 hours a day. And I said, hey, can I spend the time with you? And he goes, yeah, it's a $5,000 check. $5,000 is a lot of money today. There's a lot of money back then. I said, I'm doing it. Wrote him a $5,000 check. And all he did was door knock. I said, I thought everybody was going to answer the door and say yes. He goes, very few people say yes. Okay. #1 ERA agent. I go, how long do you do this? He goes, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. I go, why do you do it if nobody says yes right now? He goes, I get a lot of maybes. What do you do with the maybes? I follow up with them. What happened? I went from 4 or 5 deals, et cetera, and this was my first year. Okay. So I did the same thing he did. I just started knocking doors and all the maybes, I just put them on a 3x5 card and stuff like that. So my mindset was this: I never had a bad day prospecting. I was building future business. So like 5 years later, 1999, 117 deals. It was all from the maybes of the last 5 years. You guys get that? Okay. So I don't have a lot, but going back to skills, you guys should write these questions down. Going back to that, if you guys were paying me the $83,000 a month, you need to have the answers down. And we went through these, we go through these all the time. What is your brokerage fee? You should know that answer. Well, I think hey, my brokerage fee is 5%. If you also buy through me, I'm going to drop it down to 4.5%. That's that. Well, I'm going to do a custom deal here. What's the policy? You want CarMax? Give me the transfer. One other thing on that, by the way, can I just say, you guys want to hear a secret?
Yes.
Just a nugget. Here's how you become a master salesperson. Tell them the answers to the questions that they're thinking before they have to ask them. Well, that's also called service. By the way, Bob, Mary, thanks for having me out. I appreciate it. I've written down the 10 questions, and I actually got this from Mike. I go, that's brilliant. I'm ripping it off. Okay. So tell them the answers to the questions that they're thinking about. They want to know the brokerage fee. Tell them before they ask. By the way, here's the net sheet. The biggest line item is the brokerage fee. Keller Williams, my firm, takes 2.5%. I strongly suggest you offer 2.5% to the person who represents the buyer. In the event, that happens very rarely, oh, hey, I got a buyer. Yeah, buyer. So in the event, the small event that I have a buyer, we're going to reduce your, because that's what they want to hear. Just tell them that. You know, it's a small chance. Okay. What are you going to do to sell my house? You know, if I walked through 1,000 agents and asked them that question, I'd maybe get 5 good answers. Yes, am I right?
Yep, you're right.
Am I right? The metaverse out there, am I right? Okay. So I'm gonna tell you this. You wanna know my answer?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Tell us.
It's time to go. Am I getting booted?
Bring it.
Good,
Bring
good,
it.
good little hunting. Package it. Write this down. I package it. Professional photography. That's part of packaging. Consulting them on what to do. Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If the Galleys called me up to list their house in Laverne, I said, well, we're interviewing Nick afterwards. He does stage. Okay. I said, Nick ain't coming. He's got a flat tire on Laverne right now. I don't know.
He won't be.
I don't know. Somebody I love and respect, so I can show it. But here's one of the things. You guys got to understand something, okay? And when I say I'm a C student, I am very convicted on the fact that nobody should list their house with anybody else. And I have a lot of great friends that are great real estate agents that I respect, I honor, I emulate a lot of them. Okay? You know, I was asking, hey, talking to Kevin Stewart last night, hey, we were talking a little bit about social media. He goes, hey, dude, just write it out. You don't, Jay-Z doesn't have an Instagram account. It's Deloitte. So he said. So what I'm saying is I emulate, but when I walk into a listing presentation, I believe that they should list their home. Why? Because I've had sellers sleep at my house. I've knocked doors, so I've had bloody knuckles and nails. I put in the price. I study my butt off. I train, I coach, I teach. I'm learning from every experience. I don't think there's anybody that they should list. You need to get yourself to that one and that one. Does that make sense? Part of it is mastering the stuff they're going to say. Okay. But what I'm saying is this: somebody says, hey, Tim says, hey, we're gonna get a stager. I'd say, hey, Tim, you're not getting a stager. We're gonna get an individual. I'm the expert. I go through, I look at 1,100 homes a year. I'm the expert. I'm looking at the MLSs, I'm looking at everything. You don't need to like tell Deb to watch Chip and Joanna games. I'm your guy. Does that make sense? I know it. I go, hey, look, I'm the expert. Appraisers take information after the fact from me. Buyers, you are the expert. You gotta go in there saying the buck stops here. Does that make sense? Number two, I prospect. Hey, by the way, when I start off, and Brent and I were at Central Point Masters, I would go on a listing presentation. Hey, Brent, go like this time when I'm done.
Oh, no, you're good. Keep going.
You should go on a listing presentation. And I learned this again from the great Mike Fair. Okay. And he probably told 2,000 people to do it. And I thought, boy, everybody's gonna do it. And then I learned later on, he goes, the only one that did it. You're the only one. I go, what do you mean? You laminated the script cards at Kinko's? I told you, you actually did it? I go, yeah, I told him what to do. Okay. I would give my schedule to a seller. This is my schedule. Here's my office address, 20803 Valley Boulevard, Suite 200. And so that's what I do. I say, if you want to see me work, well, what are you going to be doing? I'm going to be looking for people that are buying and selling real estate. They say, well, why do you call sellers? I need a buyer. Because some sellers are going to be buying home in the local area and they may be a buyer for your home. In fact, they're the highest candidate. Well, that's pretty smart. Okay. But if you're not prospecting, then what are you doing for 6 months? It takes you 20 minutes. See, then you start feeling guilty. Okay. And the other thing is this. I'm getting off the reservation. The other thing is this. Has anybody listed a home for sale? And this is why everybody that's been in the business less than 2 years, 3 years. Okay. Unless they're being coached. They're going to be scared to death to have a conversation with the seller when the seller calls them up on day 7. Why the hell isn't my home sold? Okay. So you have to, and I'm going to tell you this, in a shift, it's a normal market. It's a shifting market. It's a normal market. Here's the thing. Over communicate with your buyers and sellers. Market going up, over communicate. Market going down, over communicate. Over communicate. Okay. There's a great the great service organizations, Four Seasons, Nordstrom's. I mean, you just go down the list, hospitality, whatever it is. Okay. They pick up the phone to call you versus you calling them. Okay. They put a little chocolate on your face. I mean, you got to be calling your clients and even say this. So I will be calling clients today for about 45 minutes. Hey, I spoke with this guy from Omega Real Estate. Okay. You know, RMA, hey, I spoke with this guy, works with Mag. He showed it. Here's the answer. I'm just dropping him a voicemail. Hey, this gal right here, down in Temecula, she's showing her house again. I've worked with her in Lake Elsinore 7 years. I'm over communicating with them, just dropping them messages. Okay. They get pissed and they don't reduce their prices if they never hear from you.
Right.
Write that down. I'm gonna go take a break. Write that down. They get mad if they don't hear from you. And if you ask them, we need a price improvement. Well, where you been?
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're saying, hey, I'm calling up every agent that's showing the house, et cetera, I say, look. So you guys gotta get that. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Can you over communicate with the seller?
I don't think so.
Okay. Even if you call them every day?
I don't call them every day.
Every other day?
You gotta have something to call them about.
Okay.
You gotta hey.
How about if there's no news? Do you still pick up the phone and call?
At least once a week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you find news.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, a property around the corner just came on the market similar to yours. You're still the lowest price, whatever it is. One went pending. Okay.
Even if interest rates drop.
Whatever it is, they need to hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay. Or else they're gonna feel resentment, and we made the wrong decision. Hey, how many people have been in a market where a lot of things have expired? Brian, you've been around a while. Brent, you've been around a while. Deb, you've been around a while. Let me just tell you guys a little secret. Okay, in a market that starts with a lot of expired, canceled, withdrawn listings, there's like a secret. There's like a mafia of real estate agents that know this. Okay. They're on Red X and they're on both of that. What they know is this, the first agent, they're gonna price it, and they're not gonna get a price adjustment. It's usually the second agent that's gonna sell the home.
Yep.
I'm letting you know, and it's a lot easier on the second agent.
Oh, yeah.
You have to over communicate so it doesn't get to like mark it out, okay? So it's gotta over communicate on that, okay? Yeah, we want to list with the local agent. You need to know that answer. Why? Because they sell all the homes in the area. What if you're out of the area, like my buddy in India or Carlsbad, Tamarack there or something? We want to sell our home in as-is condition. What do you say to that? I mean, but you guys got to know these things, okay? Here's a question that I would say. If we had Facebook Live, this would be a good one. So I do instant driven polls. So I'm gonna ask a question. You guys zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket like McKenna says.
You're gonna tell me to shut up? When I know the answer.
So, no, but here's the thing. Amy, an incredible two. Amy, what, if you were selling a house, what would be the number one thing that you would want? One thing, like Gary Keller, hey. Okay. We're gonna do that. What's that, Richard? That's what I mean. No, that's good. But hey, what do you think the number one thing a seller wants?
Highest price.
Price.
Top money.
What's that?
Top money.
Top money. They want it convenient. They may want a brochure. They want to make sure that Nick has great photography, like Amy said. But every single seller, human nature, okay, we're not getting into the signature, they want the most amount of money for a home. Deb, Tim, yes?
100%.
I mean, they want it convenient. But if you were to say, you know, I'm giving you some truth serum, what do you want? Well, we just want the most amount of money. And we want you to be nice. But other than that. but sellers, so stay with me. Do you know how to get that far? Nobody does. You can go up with all the panels and get down with Steve Belmonte and Tom Ferry. You can sit in front of this, I'm just waiting for it. How does somebody get a seller top dollar? I've been at seminars for 32 years. I've yet to hear it. And it's the number one thing that they want. So design something like I did to be able to say, by the way, you know what I know? What do you know? You want top dollar for your home. You know what else I know? You've interviewed 4 of their agents. I told you. Huh? You know what else I know? Nobody gave you that answer. You're right, they didn't. You know what I know? He said, what do you know? I'm going to tell you the answer. You're going to list your property. Okay? So, you guys should ask me what the answer is.
What is
You have to cut that because it's only for vision stuff. But there is an answer. And I used it to land imitation homes. I gave him that answer. So, but you guys should write this stuff down. And by the way, you will say, hey, Derek, can I role play with you? Give me the answers. I always throw this out there, and then I'm always curious to see who's going to step forward. Okay. I 100%. So let me just tell you another thing. I'm going to wrap it up in 3 minutes. You guys got it?
You're great.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to tell you some things that you guys do to get the seller top dollar for their home that you do every day. And that's not the problem that you don't do it. The problem is you don't communicate it to the seller what you're doing. They don't know that. Okay? They don't know that. They don't know that you're working your butt off. I'm convinced if every seller knew my work schedule for the last 30 years, they'd say, we want you on the Mount Rushmore with Kobe. You've worked your ass off. Have I fallen asleep in my office before, friends? I lost my keys. I was delirious and I fell asleep in my office. Bradley had to come, hey, where are you?
Where are you?
I fell asleep at the office from exhaustion. You want to sit here? Just ramp it up a little bit. not like crazy boy, but ramp it up a little bit. But here's the thing, what do you do right now? I want you to write this down, things I do to help my seller, okay? Get the most amount of money. Number one, I vet the buyer. Do you guys do that automatically?
Should.
Okay, what do you mean? I'm gonna call the lender, okay? I'm gonna say, Billy Bob, you know, Sally has submitted an offer. Your letterhead's on here. It says pre-approved, and then it says subject to 50 things. To me, that doesn't mean pre-approved. I also got a DU, by the way, read the DUs. Oh, we sent you the DU. Well, they just say, hey, I got a DU. Put it over here. But, Ron, right? Verified employment, not verified. Verbally spoke to. I don't even want to say what my initials for DU mean, but I mean, so what I'm saying is this: your job, if you represent the seller, they like, what if I was in Austin, Texas right now? This thing should be like, this thing called an escrow. Did you vet the buyer? Why does the buyer want to buy this house? How long have they been looking? Have they written offers that have fallen out? How long have you known your buyer? They're my sister. Or I met him 15 minutes ago at an open house and I'm showing him property now. Okay, no, because I want to know how much strength do you have there? I bet the agent, how long have you been selling real estate? Okay. Go ahead.
I like the one that you said last week, is that how well do you know your buyer? Will they do what you tell them to do?
100%.
You know, and if they say, well, you know, will they do what you tell them to do? And if they were saying, yes, they will do exactly what I tell them to do, then I can go with that.
100%. Look, if Gary's watching this, I mean, Ron's been with me a long time. I tell Ron to do something, he does it. I think Ron's got a shot to be Mark King someday. Young enough, talented enough. Mark King is president of Canada. I think he's got that shot. Yep. Follows instructions. And he knows I'm not out to hurt him. I'm out to help him be Mark King. Okay? So you tell me what to do, I'm gonna do it. Like Mike Ferry. Tell me what to do. Mario Rodriguez. Dress nice every day. I'm gonna do it. So do you have all the documentation needed to close this file? Are there things you foresee that we may need at a later date? Well, yeah, I really don't have their tax returns. I got this 4506. Deb, you deal with that all the time, right? You don't?
That's on the lender side.
Good. Are you servicing the loan or sending it out? These are what I ask. Okay? Do the buyers do what you say? That's on my list. Yeah, you're right, Brad. Okay. Agent, how long have you known your client? Why do they want to buy this house? Okay. Issues happen during escrow. Do issues ever happen during escrow?
Yeah.
Never done. Do you have that true sermon or stomach? Oh yeah, always do. But here's what I want to know. I want to know, you know what pisses me off more than anything is when deals happen, things happen in escrow, and the other agent just like, sorry, it didn't work out.
Or don't respond.
Or don't oh, by the way, I'm gonna do this. Look, you're talking to, by the way, here's what's it. You're talking to the most rejected guy in real estate, and probably the guy that's made the most mistakes, and all the time, like car crashes, and thank you for being great. Okay, but here's the thing. So that's my resume. But what you won't find is this: I never run from the problem. That make sense? We have a token. Deliver bad news fast. Don't let it eat you up. Let whatever, just deliver it fast and be diplomatic and be gracious and take ownership. Okay. Last thing I'm gonna tell you is this. I don't know where my list is. Maybe it's here. I don't know what it is. Oh, so here it is. So I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody says you'll hear these guys say, oh, by the way, in this declining market, I call the normal market is declining 100%. Less transactions, 100%. There's gonna be a bunch of opportunities. I believe that with this asterisk. You're gonna have to work to get them. Oh, there's gonna be a bunch of opportunities coming to me. Okay? You know, one of the guys that I think is great, he's kind of like a little legend in this industry, a guy named Art Acosta, the big REO guy for the last 30 years. I was walking out of Nordstrom's getting my children something on a Sunday, and I see Art walking out with his wife, and they look dressed to the nines. And I have like my mom shirt, I mean, like, tie blowing glasses, and I know Art, okay? But he was dressed nice. And like, you know, see like some very fancy glasses. I got my Ray-Bans on. Yeah, that's. I would say hi to him because I respect the guy, but he was dressed nice. I go, I wonder if NODs are up right now because he's looking like this. He's going in the nose and on a big spot. Art, I love you too. Look. Hey, by the way, Ty and Art, all these guys are gonna be outside this office. I wanted to beat me up today.
They're gonna have their yellow notepad.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Sometimes you work your butt off and do things, and then it can happen. And I have this, you know, and I'm not gonna get emotional, but I'm gonna wrap it up. But I have this little 3x5 card that says they were never the same. Okay? And Ron has heard me talk about that. Okay? And what I'm saying is this, okay, is you see people that go through some type of situation, and it could be a good or bad one, but usually it's a bad one. And they say they were never the same. They lost their boyfriend, their girlfriend, they stopped dating. Okay? They didn't do well in business and then they gave up. Okay? Something happened and they were never the same. And I have this 3x5 card that says they were never the same. Okay? And it's a constant reminder to me for this. If you're trying to build a big life, do you know what I did? What I did? I called Brian up and said, hey, appreciate you inviting me to this meeting. I'm calling Bev Steiner up. I want to teach to Keller Williams in the entire state of California and Hawaii by the end of the year. And I called her up. So I have big plans and big goals. But I get setbacks all the time, blown out all the time. I was working with Pulte for 10 years. Hey, Derek, it's Norman. I go, you're usually like Tony Robbins. I go, do I get some bad news? He's a little, yeah, well, Open Door came and knocking, and Derek, and you know, I know you know those guys. You've been out to Scottsdale. They came and knocking. Okay, I said no problem. I go, I'll be Avis. I'll be here when you need me. He goes, well, you know, they got a lot. They got billions of dollars. They go, but they don't have me at the kitchen table. They got technology and algorithms and stuff like that. They got a lot, and Eric they got a bunch of venture capitalists. I know this. But it's about, did I say it was about skill and service?
Yep. Conversion.
That's that? Did I say conversion?
Yeah.
All the billions and all the technology can't explain to a seller their options at a kitchen table. You ever had somebody come in like, what's it called when you come back with your feet, tail between, is that Wrangler or Simba, like tail between the legs? He would never do that because he's one of the most professional men that I know, but he said, hey, look, the Open Door offers are now coming in low. They've been losing money.
Yep.
They're in a sliding market. Offer pad and Open Door, Zillow exited.
Yep.
They're all coming in low. Nobody's taking them. We need you back. Well, how bad? How much? Here's all the communities in Southern California we need you to service. Okay? So what I'm saying is this. You need to be like a boxer and understand, you may get a jab from the building industry or a jab from like working with hedge funds or from buyers or from sellers, and you just have to keep fighting and knowing that at some point they're going to invite you back. And by the way, when they do, be very gracious and honored and never tell them I told you so. Be the big man on campus. Say, hey, I appreciate the opportunity, and tell them this. I'm going to, and I'll just say this, tell them I'm going to make sure I never lose this account again. I didn't say that. I said, hey, I lost the account. Okay. Then I get the call right before that. I'm gonna wrap up. Guy called me up. Chris Marquez from Pulte said, hey, I have questions. I said, Chris, tell me what you need, and I'll make it happen. Well, this is what I need. I said, my job is to never have your phone ring. Okay. Well, I need you to call these people in Palm Desert and do this and talk about this stuff. I said, I'm gonna call. I go, I'll call them. I got a meeting. I'm showing property. I got to listen to it. I'll call them. So, I don't have an emotional close, usually I do, okay? So just thank you for your time, hopefully you guys got some information, and the most, what do we have on our phones? We have apps, right? Take the information that you learned and apply them. Okay? That's it.
Quick, before you exit
Yeah.
stage left, just 3 ahas, right? Let's clear it out. I mean, what are some of the quick takeaways of the notes that you've written down that you would say, all right, there, that one stuck with me. This is just a way for us to fill the bucket of the people who poured into us, who shared.
And if there's none, I'm walking out.
I'm opening the door for it right here, right? All right, so Amy, and then I'll give another time for 2 folks to share. So Amy, and then go for it.
Yeah.
Start.
So communicate to your client what you do to service them.
Upfront, right? Prior to going in there. And I love the fact that you're sending out the content, right? Pre-listing, the handwritten note card, all those things. You're creating an impression. There's an experience that you're creating prior to walking in. Love that. What else?
Building trust in advance.
Building trust in advance.
Rep the agent, rep the buyer.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, I mean, 12 tactics in shift. One of them is bulletproofing the transaction. That's so important right now. I love the fact that, you're asking for DUs because not everybody's going to be qualified. How do you know that this lender isn't their cousin, best friend, or whatnot, just creating a pre-approval letter just to get them in there? Right? That's why the sellers pay you, right, to be the detective, to make sure that you're ironing out everything up front. I love that. One more. Brandon.
What I think is one of the biggest things is throw the kitchen sink out. If you get a lead, especially for a new agent, I really don't want to bug them. That's the biggest thing. That's going to be a downfall of your business. Throw the kitchen sink at them. Show them how you do business, and set that table before you even meet the client.
Absolutely.
Way in advance.
Absolutely.
Can I give a commercial to Ron real quick?
Absolutely.
So Ron, when you presented offers, and you've done some things, you've done some pretty outlandish things, right?
Yes.
Give me one example.
And closed my first $1 million deal.
But what did you do? Like, have you done things for agents, bought them gifts or whatever? I mean,
Oh man, you name it. Yeah, I separate myself from the competition, especially
separate yourself from the competition. Keep going, Ron.
Not only with my clients, but with other agents. And we talk about, in this industry, it's all about relationships and going above and beyond and separating yourself, because if you got 2 offers on the table, what's going to separate this agent from this agent? And I've gone from like baseball bats to flowers to wine bottles to soccer balls, just clever ideas to separate myself.
Showing up at their offices. I show up at offices, present the offer. You have to be able to look at your buyer and say, like Ron does. He does it.
Yeah, I'll send him a photo. I'll drop off. I just did this for you. They're blown away because they really want this house if it's for a buyer. And I let them know the evidence to like, hey, I dropped off this baseball bat. Clever note. Their kids play baseball. Like, hey, let's hit a home run. My clients are trying to make it home.
Like that. That agent's gonna remember that.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's it.
So with that being said, let's give Derek a huge round of applause. Our team member from Elite Group, let's give him a round of applause. And your name is
How's everyone doing today?
Well.
Good. I love Keller Williams. My very first presentation 12 years ago as an affiliate was at a Keller Williams office. And that business philosophy, win-win or no deal, is ingrained in my business mindset from now on. I'm also a 3-time gold graduate.
There you go.
Okay, so, no pressure, no what?
Diamond.
No diamonds, right? I just wrote that in my office in big